Hi, I'm Duran Gleaves for Adobe Audition, and I wanted to put a quick video together to address some questions that have come up, that come up quite a bit, but have come up recently again. And that's really, why do my mixdowns sound quieter than my multi-track projects? And that's probably due to something called pan law. And what pan law is when you have a mono recording, like a microphone or a guitar or whatever, in a stereo field, when it's panned to the center, it's playing out both left and right speakers, right? And if it's panned hard right or hard left, it's going to be playing out just one of the speakers. Now, say it's panned hard right and you're playing at 100% of the recording volume, and it's only playing out the one speaker. And as you bring that into the center, now it's playing out both speakers. But if it's playing out both speakers at the same 100% volume, it's going to sound significantly louder. There's going to be twice as much audio energy coming at you. And then as it goes over to the left, it's going to drop in volume. It's going to appear to drop in volume from the center. And that's not always what we want. So what pan law does is says, hey, as you're moving this mono content from one speaker into the center and over to the other side, reduce its volume such that when it's playing equally out of both speakers, it sounds the same loudness as if it were just playing out of one speaker. And so that's just kind of this, turning down the volume as it comes into the center and then turning it up as it goes to the left or right, whatever the direction is. And so I can visualize that in Audition. Here I have a mono, just a beep recording a tone, and it's in a stereo mix. So if I hit play, actually, let me hide this so pretend you didn't see that. If I hit play, you can see it's playing out at -6 decibels. Now, if I come over and I open the same wave file in waveform view, it's playing at -3 decibels. The original is at -3 decibels. In that stereo mix, it's at -6. Now, what happens if I pan it hard left? Now it's at -3. If I pan it hard right, now it's at -3. If I hit play and go back and forth, you'll see it starts to slowly drop on the right channel and raise on the left channel until I reach the center, and it's playing out both speakers equally. Here, let me put it on loop. And then as I travel back and to the left channel increases and the right channel decreases in volume. So that's what's happening, is bringing one channel down, bringing the other as the other channel comes up, so that the overall loudness that's being output, the volume signal level, whatever you want to call it, that's being output through the speakers is consistent as it passes through there. Now, and so when I do a multi-track mix down, you'll see the same thing here, -6 decibels. All right. So what can we do about that? Well, if I go back to multi-track in the properties panel, if you can go Windows Properties if you don't see that already open. There's a mixing drop down here. And this lets you select what law to use, what panning rule to use to customize that behavior. So by default, Audition and most other DAWs and even mixing consoles, analog mixing consoles, will use -3 decibels as their center. You can change this so you can see as I'm here, we're dropping it down. Whoops. I don't want that clip. No clip selected. That'll let you see. If a clip's selected, you'll see properties for the clip. If no clips are selected, you'll see properties for the session. So if I hit play and I change this to -2, you'll see we bump up. If I change it to -6, we drop down. So you can either keep it at the default or change it if depending on your listening scenario, or if you don't want it that changed at all, you want something a little more what maybe seems logical, although isn't actually logical in practice, but you can switch to left-right cut. And now -3 playing out both speakers will be -3. It doesn't matter how I pan it. You see it stays consistent as I come up, touches, and then the other one comes down. Now, if you're listening to this on speakers, it gets louder, and then it gets quieter. So if that's a trade-off you're fine with, then you can do that on a per session basis using this mixing properties. Now you can change it globally, for all new sessions that you create, under preferences, multitrack, and you can set that change right here. So you can make it -3 or left right cut for all new sessions. Now, if I change it to left right cut and I click OK, and then I open a session that I was working on before, maybe summertime. I don't remember what my settings were here. They were already that, but it may be back to the default. It's that value of whatever was the preference when that session was saved will be the default, because some people may want to go do both sides. So if you open an older project and you've made that change in the global preferences, you may still need to come into the properties and make the change there as well. But for new sessions, it should honor whatever the global preference is. One thing to note is if you make a new session, but it was built on a session template that you created before, that session template will pass along the old panning law settings. So you'll want to go ahead and make sure that you change those and resave those session templates if that's something you're doing. I hope that helps a little bit. It's a pretty confusing thing. You can go to Wikipedia and look up pan law there. They have a great article on it, lots of graphs and charts and descriptions, but effectively that's probably what's going on. If it's not, reach out to us and we'll figure out what's happening for you. Thanks.